Hello tankers, here we are in the fish room again. New project started, you may see up here. Just finished building the stand. Again, still needs the trim. But we got another 50 gallon, so it's gonna be fun. As usual, we're going budget. So I'll show you all the stuff going into it and the plan for it. Still have to go with some decor, driftwood, etc. I have the population already on hand. I do have to get some of the opposite sex of one of them so that they can breed. But it's gonna be a fun project. Let's dive right in and see what's going inside. Okay, here we are. Now these are actually not going in. These two are going in that tank up there, and we're taking its filter, which is that canister, and that will come over here. But it's brand new, so I thought I'd include it in the video. We went with play sand, super cheap. So $9 a bag, 25 kg, bought 2 of them. And this is actually what it looks like, which I thought was actually pretty cool. Kind of a rivery style. I've got black sand, I've got white sand, I've got brown pebbles, but I don't have sand that looks like that. Underneath is our fluval stratum. As you've seen me do on many tanks, it would be in these mesh bags from Amazon. Entirely plastic, zippers, everything, so no rust. Not too expensive, but I will open them and show you as I do it. But then we can have little pockets of the very expensive substrate underneath the sand for the plants. Plants themselves are being cut from trimmings. As you can see, we have options just about everywhere. I will have a video up about what's in there, but options all over the place. It's gonna be fun. Okay, so here's the mesh bags. They do have larger ones, just they were out of stock, so I have a bunch of small ones. But you take your stratum, fill the bag to about halfway so that when you lay it down, it's not too thick. Right, I'll spread these across the whole bottom of the aquarium and top it all with gravel. And you won't even know they're there, but the plants will flourish. Okay, a little progress here. We've got my sand in there, all washed and cleaned. We have the media bags filled with aqua soil underneath with some root tabs scattered throughout. Just got my heater running, canister filter, which is the one we took from the other tank like I showed you. And we're currently sitting at, okay, 80 degrees. Might lower that one. With the aquarium light on, the gravel does brighten up a bit compared to the jar I showed you. However, still looks like a nice under river. And now the fun part. Gathered up this log from the river. It's been sitting for about a week now. Hence the tannins in the water, it's just weighed down. Grabbed that from shrimp tank down there. The giant crypt I actually got from the pet store. They gave it to me. I won't say who it was because I don't know if I'm allowed to say her name, but shout out to her, she knows who she is. And next project is now get all these clippings out that I've been saving up. See what I've got and get this going. Stay tuned. All right, we're all drained down. Got to glue some rocks to it. It's definitely not in position. But we need the rocks because it still does float. I was able to take off quite a few, but then eventually it does still float. And I've got some of the plecoceramic caves that are going to be going in there. There's the sword and the fern that were there. There's all the cuttings, tons of crypts, a couple of nubius in there, plenty of plants. So let's get this wood positioned and go from there. All right, there's a messy under the river type scenario. This rock on the top is not going to stay there. I just want to make sure it doesn't float. I figured I'll fill it up and take that off slowly, make sure that all my glue spots hold. And if they do, we're golden. So now let's get on to some planting. Okay, didn't go quite as according to plan. It still floats. So unfortunately I got a rock there, rock over there. Ooh, that's weird backwards. Yeah, there. And another one here. Those two are actually part of the decor. That one actually could stay, I don't know. Ideally I would have wanted this one further from the glass, but it's covering a glue spot. It looks a little bit different than I had expected, but once everything grows in, I believe it's gonna look pretty decent. We're gonna let it clear up, do its thing, and then we'll come back and take a look. All right, here she is all cleared up. Again, don't mind those two rocks. It's unfortunate, but they'll probably be in there for a few weeks. But once those plants fill in, that's gonna look pretty nice. A bit lighter than my other one. A little darker over there. And I'm pleased with that. Let's get some fish in it. All right, our first inhabitants. The gold red spotted severum. All right, they are obviously scared. I'm also going to be putting in some stability from Seacam, because even though I used cycled media in the filter, it's been a few days without any fish poop in it. So I want to make sure everything is good. Time to gather up some more of the inhabitants. All right. I picked up a group of 5 Bolivian rams. Nice addition to the tank here. Let's get them into a net and get them in. Okay, here we go. We will go in for a close shot once everything is added. We're going to be collecting up some of our other inhabitants from my other tanks here. It's going to be fun catching them. Next we have 4 lemon blue-eyed Brisonose plecos, 2 of which are long fin, 2 are regular. Hoping to get breeds of them both, spawns of them both. All right, let's get you guys to your new home. Everything has been acclimated from the new stuff, and the old stuff is in the same temperature tank, same water. It was going to be my super reds that I put in here, but I changed my mind. Because the tank the super red's covering out of is much lighter than this with white sand, and they were going to be the ones that replaced them over there, but you wouldn't really be able to see them in that one. I figured this one being darker and a lot of dark color, you'll be able to see them much more. Got my pleco ceramic caves, as you saw me set up in there. Hopefully get some good spawns out of there. A few more things to go in there. Cories. Just thinking about a panda gara maybe. Depends if I want to catch them out of my big tank there. As for my small schools or shoals, I'm a little bit torn between cherry barbs, which I've got over there, Harlequin rasporus, X-ray tetras. Might have to think on it. We'll get some shots soon once I figure it out. Okay, so I made my decision. Harlequin rasporus. So I've got 5 that came from my other 50 gallon, There is one more in there that is pretty smart, so I'm not able to catch him right yet, but I will have to go get some more. Obviously, I'd probably say another 5 or so. Maybe I'll go pick those up today. Haven't caught the cories yet. One of my subscribers is actually selling me some more panda cories. So once I get those, I'll gather up them and do a big reveal of them all swimming in their new home. But let's get a bit of our schoolers together here. Trust me to pick one of the hardest ones to catch, eh? All right, caught that last Raspora. I went and got 5 more. They're quite a bit smaller. Hopefully they plump up and whatnot in here, but sometimes that's what you get from some pet stores. Caught all my panda cories and went and picked up some more from the same person. Time to get them in here, and then looks like we're done. I believe it's 11 in total. Going into this tank here. Let's let everybody settle in and then we'll come in for some close shots. Just a little DIY part that came along with this project. This tank does not have a lid. It did not come with one. So I built one. This is polycarbonate siding or roofing at Home Depot. 8 feet by 2 feet is $60 odd. And I've got a 3M hook on it. But pretty easy to cut. Little notches for filters and the power plug for the heater. Doesn't block the light, and the fact that it's double walled polycarbonate, it keeps the heat in. So the heater has to work quite a bit less. Give it a try. Okay, here we are. Everyone's in there, everyone's looking happy. Can't wait till I can remove those way down rocks. Let's go in for some shots. Severums. Had them for a while, they've just been sitting in my 40 gallon. The second group of Rasporas has found their school and they're all together. I need more. 10 is not enough. Try to find you some other guys to look at here. Panda Cory and a ram. Haven't had Bolivian rams in a long time, so that's gonna be fun. Play sand turned out pretty cool, I like it. Already have growth on our plant back there. I forget the name of it, unfortunately. There's the sword that I got hooked up with. Again, thanks to my girl at the fit store. Won't drop names yet until I'm told I can. Plecos tend to hide out around here, but I'm not seeing any. The ram back there. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. I think once the plants grow in, it's gonna look quite nice. So it's a 50 gallon that I got off Marketplace. Came with the light. It's a 4-foot Nicrew. Made lids for it out of the polycarbonate walls. They work quite well. They sit nice and flush in the channel there. I might cut a little hole for a feeding rather than having to lift this up every single time. Regular old fluval heater. And we got our big Eheim down there. Again, marketplace. Oh, Ram's coming up to explore. Yes, there's some scratches on the tank, but I mean, that's what happens with used tanks. So far, everyone's getting along perfectly. All those cories, and we can't see any. Typical cories. Got 3 of the Pleco ceramics Pleco caves. I've had success with them. I got all of those batch out of a Pleco ceramics cave. They're just regulars, but at least they're successful. All salvaged rock from the river, log from the river, cuttings and trimmings from other tanks with a few purchase plants. I'm excited to see this one grow in. There we have it. The newest addition to Travis's Tanks fish room. 50 gallon. I'm pleased. Drop comments of what you think you want to see in here. I think there's some space to put a few more things in. Definitely getting some more Rasboras. But maybe a couple of something else that kind of just keep to themselves as well. Stay away from the Severums just to add that little bit extra. Few more projects coming soon. I want to try to find some way to have all of my babies not impact viewing of the tank. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll bring you along for that ride too. Trying to decide where to put it. Got a couple tanks down here. I do got a 15 gallon down there. That's just the retirement village. Perhaps I convert that into just a fry system. Who knows? Stay tuned. Come back. Tell your friends.